his ability and versatility on the court, being able to volley so well. He looks like he's going to be tough to beat.
You see, McEnroe leads 12-11. The last meeting was the 1985 World Team Cup in Germany. Lendl won that 6-3 in the third. First ball in the air, the final of the Volvo International, McEnroe serving.
Love 15.
Rich Kaufman is the umpire this afternoon. Talk about that backhand passing shot, Fred. No problem with that one, did he?
All.
Good serve by McEnroe there. Now, Lendl, if he gets time to set himself, as he did on that return of serve on the first point of the match, if he gets time to set himself, he's very dangerous off that backhand side, both sides, actually. Although he's running forehand, I think it's a lot better than his backhand, running backhand.
38-15.
He has to make the returner serve really count too against McEnroe. If you give him a look at the first volley, you're in real trouble. He knows it, so you'll see him being very aggressive on the return. There are certain players you can play against. You say, I've just got to make him play. Eventually he'll start missing. McEnroe's not one of those players. You have to take it to him.
Huge crowd here today, absolutely packed to capacity. Just on 11,000 seats in this new temporary stadium. When the tournament's finished, start taking the stands down, and it takes a week to do so.
Second serve.
First two times these two met, McEnroe won. That was back in 1980. Starting in 81, Lendl won 6 times in a row.
Game.
John McEnroe wins his first serve.
It's a big tournament, big clay court tournament in Europe.
And part, of course, of the worldwide Nabisco Grand Prix of men's tennis. Yes.
Love 30.
That's interesting because I felt that Lendl thought that ball was going long. It just dropped inside the baseline. An early opportunity here for McEnroe.
Love 30.
$15.30.
Well, I think Ivan Lendl there taking a deep breath, trying to get himself going. He's got to try and be a little more aggressive in the start of the match, and he's done that, but he's missed a couple.
30-40.
Normally, for instance, in yesterday's semi-final, Ivan Lendl stayed at the back of the court and was happy to get into a rally with Jimmy Connors. That's not so today.
Second game of the match. Break point.
Game McEnroe.
Mentioned to you that Lendl won 6 in a row after McEnroe won the first 2 over
McEnroe leads
a 2-year period. Then things turned around in 1983 at Philadelphia. McEnroe winning all but 2 of the next 12 meetings between them before 1985 Tournament of Champions at WCT, when Lendl turned things around on McEnroe again.
Well, McEnroe's achieved the first service break, and that's first
15 love.
ace of the match. And you can see his game plan is to attack that second serve, put the pressure on the passing shot from Ivan Lendl.
15 love.
30 love.
Lendl has been talking about the altitude all week. It is a factor, make no mistake. About 1,800 and some feet here. And there's no concession as far as the tennis balls are concerned to the altitude, so they fly through the air.
Big difference in the return of serve yesterday against Connors. He sliced 95% of his backhand returns. Can't get away with that with McEnroe, who's serving and volleying on both serves.
Exactly right, Fred, against Connors, who was staying back after his first and second serves. That's all he had to do. A very different story against McEnroe. You've got to take it to him. If you don't, you're going to be second in the field at 2, and very quickly.
It's a tough game, having just achieved a service break, to consolidate that situation. I always feel the 2 toughest games is when you've just broken served a whole serve, or when you're attempting to serve for the set.
And that's true really, because there's a little added pressure on you, but more importantly, your opponent, who has just been broken, feels that he has little less to lose and starts to go for things, and that makes a difference as well. 40-30 game point for McEnroe for 3 love first set. McEnroe just makes it look so easy, doesn't he? If you give him a look at the volleys, he just directs that ball to wherever he wants.
This breaks down, he's just about out of it. One of the better overheads in the game.
Somehow Lendl has to do what Borg used to do so well, and that's when you pressure him like McEnroe can so easily do. You have to find a way to take the thing to McEnroe. Of course, that's easier said than done. But as I said, Borg used to come back and do it to you.
Once again, the McEnroe tactic, take that second serve on the rise. Force Lendl to go for that winning passing shot.
That wasn't a passing shot, but you can see that little shrug from Lendl after he hit that backhand, as if to say, don't like these conditions. And he's been talking about the altitude, as we mentioned, all week long. It feels like the ball flies a bit, and of course it does in the altitude. You have to adjust for it. And some canes are better, easier to adjust than others. That was good.
.40-30.
Game point for Lendl.
Game Lendl. McEnroe leads 3-1.
The same number of tournaments, plus World Team Cup, but hasn't played for the United States in Davis Cup. So they've just had a pretty relaxed season. 9 tournaments I don't think is a lot at this stage of the year.
It really seems like, Fred, and I wonder if you agree with this, that you have to almost hit a winner on the return, because as well as McEnroe volleys, if he gets his racket to it, speed doesn't help you because he has too much control of the first volley.
Great hands, and anything above the net he's going to get away for a winner. They've got to be a good return of serve low to the shoelaces.
30 low.
McEnroe there, the half volley that he played was not a good one. It gave Lendl plenty of time to set up. Lendl miscued it. That's what he's been talking about. He hasn't been able to time the ball particularly well this week, in his own mind anyway. Ace number 3 for McEnroe. Had a pretty easy time of it so far on his serve.
It is beginning to
Play
rain,
suspended.
and I will say that immediately there is any kind of rain, the fellows will move off, because this is not clay, and the footing, as soon as it begins to split even, is just too dangerous to continue to play. So you saw them both immediately start to walk off the court. A sad little break for us, unfortunately. Probably will not be long, though. This is the final of the Volvo International from Stratton Mountain, Vermont.
A little delay there, as there's a cameraman there on the other side of the service linesman. He's not supposed to be there. So it doesn't take John McEnroe long to pick those up. They should be along the side, inside the 2 service line areas.
30 all. Just not getting that many first serves in either. Goodness knows he needs them. Because if he doesn't get them in, Fred, I suppose it's not
30,
redundant,
40.
but it needs repeating. McEnroe's just going to attack the second serve. Lendl knows it, and he's looking up.
Well, the sun's trying to creep through, and it's a little breezier down there than it was the first part of the match.
Afraid that he was looking up, maybe because he felt a little drop of rain. A little delay, that may be the reason. I sure hope not. 4 games to 1. McEnroe leading. Lendl is serving its break point, and if McEnroe can win this point, as you said earlier, Fred, Stolly 2 breaks a serve, and Lendl will almost certainly lose the first set. Watch McEnroe attack this one again. It was a better second serve that time. McEnroe tried to attack it, but his approach shot wasn't effective enough, and that made for an easy passing shot for Lendl. McEnroe got his racket to it, of course, but that's about all he could do. Lendl has only come into the net twice. He's won both of those points. McEnroe's come in 13, won 10 of 3. Good percentage for McEnroe, and that's why he does it. It's another break point for McEnroe.
Pretty solid game by both players here. McEnroe there trying to tee off on the backhand to finish the point. Just missed it.
Lendl loves it when he can keep him back, doesn't he? Because he hates to get involved with having to pass constantly. Put so much pressure on him. Deuce, second serve.
Advantage Lendl.
Well, Lendl said in his interview last night that he felt that he'd have to go for more second serves, even if he made a few errors, served a couple of double faults. And he saw a big second serve on that occasion.
Game point. He'll get it.
Good anticipation there from McEnroe, but he just never made the shot. The drop shot was not well enough played. It was an easy shot for Lendl to come through on. Lendl facing 2 break points in that game, as you see that point again for it, Fred.
Lendl anticipates this one. He was on the run as McEnroe held that racket up there before he made that drop shot. He telegraphed it somewhat, then anticipated the next one, but was unable to control it.
So Lendl holds on. He is just 1 serve break behind, 4 games to 2.
Backhand passing shot that Lendl said yesterday when you talked to him, Fred, was going to cause him problems
Because of the altitude, he just can't get that ball up over the net and down on the other side because it flies on him. But he made that one. Love 15.
Quickly things change. Just a couple of points ago, Lendl was in all kinds of trouble on his own serve. McEnroe with 2 points to break him for the second time, and now it's a whole different ball game. Lendl trailing 2-4, but leading in this game on McEnroe's serve, love 30.
Well, that rain delay has helped Ivan Lendl, as you see him flexing his shoulders there. 3 break points here.
And Lendl breaks back. We have a different ball game on serve in the first set.
Just 300 points about separates them. 4-3 McEnroe first set.
I think John McEnroe may have mishit that last one. Ivan Lendl was anticipating the cross court to the forehand side. He was on the run to do that. Was wrong-footed. Well, it was the big, heavy first serve, deep first serve that set up that forehand for Lendl.
Left. Second serve. I thought I heard it. I looked to her and
Why don't you call it if you hear it then? Why do you call it after he questions it?
I looked to her and she called it.
Yeah, I didn't hear her.
I looked to her and she called it. She called it late, but she called it.
Somebody's saying something to John McEnroe from the other side.
Quiet, please.
And he made a remark in reply. I didn't hear it.
That's all right. I should have done when I played you, here.
Let's play.
Behind you, you know what I'm saying?
Let's play, gentlemen.
Rod Laver, you're down there at courtside. Did you hear what went on there? Somebody from the crowd saying something to McEnroe?
No, I couldn't. I think he was talking to Ivan. I couldn't get the comment myself.
Judge, you're right, Rod Laver, because of the look that Ivan Lendl gave John McEnroe after McEnroe missed that volley. It was not a good afternoon. And how are you doing?
Well, McEnroe made a couple of caustic comments to Lendl in the exchange, telling him he didn't want to take any garbage from him. And the umpire, rightfully so, said, "Get on and play, gentlemen."
30-15. Another little look from Lendl to McEnroe. This thing is becoming personal. Game point. Remember, Lendl was trailing 4 games to 1 in the set, and this point is to level at 4 apiece. We hear that McEnroe said that if he had gotten half of the calls that he should have in this match so far, that he would be way ahead, and Lendl said something. Use a little more spin on that passing shot, and that's what you need in the altitude. The flatter the shot, the more it's going to fly. He seems to have learnt that. Certainly on that shot he did.
Well, it was a return of serve that set it up, Cliff. It was a good return of serve, and McEnroe not able to get much pace on the volley. Allowed Lendl time to set up for that backhand.
Love 15.
First serve.
Remind you that it was just a few games ago, 4 games to 1 for McEnroe, and 2 break points on Lendl's serve for a 5-1 lead.
Lendl's won 9 out of the last 10 points. It's ace number 5. Ivan Lendl yet to serve an ace, but he's been pretty consistent since he's come back from that break. He didn't serve too well in the first 2 service games.
Backhand side McEnroe. I defy you to figure on which way he's going to serve. He has great variety and direction on serve. Lob was short because I think the wind got a hold of it up there, making for a very easy overhead from McEnroe. As a matter of fact, you can see the wind blowing into McEnroe. That is what happened.
Looked to be a pretty easy overhead, but McEnroe just made it, Cliff, because on the way over it did hit the net. Touched the net on the way over, so he wasn't far from missing it. We'll see a view of the mountain back into this wonderful facility.
So John McEnroe in a little bit of trouble on that serve, but he holds on. He leads in the first set 5 games to 4. The one thing that he has to do, because he gets into the net so often, is be able to half volley. And I'll tell you exactly why he half volleys rather so successfully. Do you see here, first of all, that he bends his knees to get down to the ball, and secondly, how his racket head is no lower than his wrist. Those two things work together. Also look at his eyes on the ball. The man has got great concentration. It's a shot that he needs in order to do what he does so well, get into the net that you see him doing there without stopping. Lendl trails 4-5, first set.
Good deep second serve from Lendl there. McEnroe sticking to his game plan by trying to attack each and every one of the second serves, but didn't get much on that return.
It's 30 love.
Well, that's Lendl's first ace of the afternoon.
Two game points here for Lendl to get him to 5-all first set. This is the final. Volvo International from Stratton Mountain, Vermont. Cliff Dreiser with Fred Stolle, Rod Lev and Vijay Amritraj are courtside.
He just happened to catch that one right. A rifle return right on the line.
Well, McEnroe tried to make a comeback from 40-15. 40 love rather. He won 2 in a row. Then Lendl came through with the big ace. It's 5 apiece in the first set.
Well, Lendl said that he would have to serve well. He's picked up his serve since the rain delay. He's getting some good deep second serves in. And that was the second ace.
You saw the strength of both players in that point. The serve from McEnroe, which is so outstanding. First serve was in. Lendl knows he has to pressure him on the return, which he did, but McEnroe's got such a great volley that he got it out of Lendl's reach.
See Lendl giving a little wry smile there. It's rather a new shot for him. You don't see him attempt that too often, but the last 2 matches here, the semi-finals with Connors, and this one, he's thrown up half a dozen of those. Again, great hands from McEnroe. He has the ability just to get that volley in the right spot. It was just 6 inches inside the baseline. No chance for Lendl on that point.
Game point, McEnroe. It's long. McEnroe wins it 6-5. Lendl, when we come back, will be serving to get into a tiebreaker. This first set, he trails 5-6.
Seats in the back, please. We're ready to play.
Low. First serve percentages, McEnroe 60%, Lendl 52. He'd like to be higher. That's a good percentage for McEnroe, about average. The wind is hurting Lendl's ball toss, I think, much higher than where he makes contact, as you see. So there is a timing adjustment that he has to make in the wind, which is not that easy. Very low. Southern Vermont. Beautiful area. You don't know what weather the weather holds for us. You can't see the other side of the mountain, but Lendl hopes for the moment anyway that the sun stays out. 40-15. This point will get him into a tiebreaker. Tiebreaker it is, and BJ Undertridge is down at courtside. BJ, do you have any thoughts on who is favored here in the tiebreaker? The big serve of John McEnroe or the ground strokes of Ivan Lendl?
Well, Cliff, I have to say that John has got an advantage in the tiebreaker. First of all, that he's serving ahead, and the fact that he's serving downwind from your end, the commentator's box end, and I think that's going to make a big difference as to the start of this tiebreaker.
McEnroe with the wind to Lendl. First point of the tiebreak. Goes to 7 points, wins the first set of this final match of the Volvo International from Stratton Mountain. That attacking the second serve is not working for him as well as it did earlier in the match, is it, Fred?
Well, Ivan Lendl has put a little bit more zip on the second serve, and he's getting great depth.
That has been the difference.
McEnroe's become a little frustrated with that because he's moving in there looking for the short second serve, but they're all within 6 inches of that service line.
A mini break for John McEnroe. He has one point off Lendl's serve. He will serve 2 in a row to follow.
called it. 3 points to 1, McEnroe serving with the wind. No sun in his eyes. So he presumably will have the advantage again on this serve. 3-1 for 4-1 right here. Remind you that the score was 4-1 in games in this set earlier, and Ivan Lendl came back to level at 4 apiece. Yes. 5 games to 1 for John McEnroe in the first set tiebreaker. And Ivan Lendl has really got his work cut out because he is 2 mini break points down.
Well, McEnroe just kept up that tactic of charging the second serve. Lendl can make a whole bunch of passing shots. He can win the match, but he's under pressure all the time to come up with the big shot.
Well, following on Vijay Amritraj's comment, this is going to be the less effective side for McEnroe to serve from. The wind will be into him, A. And the sun, although not a factor, is not behind him. Lendl needs this point.
I just hit on that shot.
I was just about to remark what a great approach shot it was, but it was a little bit long. Barely missed by a couple of inches. But look how he takes this ball, comes underneath it, just like Rod the Rocket Lover used to do. Knifes that one underneath, get a little bit of slice on it.
You know that? Never.
Score is called. Tiebreaker first set. It's 5-3. McEnroe.
6-3, McEnroe.
Lendl will serve 2. Triple set point for McEnroe.
McEnroe.
What a great second serve there. Right at the tee, right in the corner. McEnroe no chance to control that one.
Set point still.
Side. He thought that John McEnroe had gone to lunch, was covering the down the line. He wasn't, and McEnroe comes through and wins the first set.
Lendl really has to work a lot harder on his serve. He gets a big first serve in, doesn't take advantage of coming in and making the volley. So he's going to play an extra few shots to win the point.
Love, third.
McEnroe realises the opportunities that he has here early in the first.
McEnroe is quicker on his feet than Lendl around the court. So Lendl, when he gets to the net, has really got to put the volleys away because McEnroe can run them down so easily. Doesn't volley as well as McEnroe.
McEnroe there making Lendl attempt a running backhand passing shot. Doesn't allow himself to get set. He plays his best passing shots off the backhand side when he can get set.
Double break point for McEnroe.
Big second serve didn't work for him. Lendl is broken. First game of the second.
McEnroe to serve. Second game of the second set. He won the first. He has a break.
Well, you can see John McEnroe's reaction there. Van Lendl, unbelievable forehand. That was one of the better serves from John McEnroe, wide out to the forehand.
All. You see the wind blowing that banner behind McEnroe. So the breeze must be affecting what's going on down there.
15.
But the difference, as we've said a few times, is that McEnroe's ball toss is only as high as where he makes contact with the ball. And Lendl's is a lot higher, so Lendl's is going to be far more severely affected than McEnroe's. Watch this here on McEnroe's serve. Much more compact. Hits the ball a lot quicker, has a quicker motion than Lendl. All of which help him in the wind. And that delay from McEnroe, I don't think the result of anybody moving in the crowd. I think he's just waiting for the wind to settle down.
Third all.
Trying to consolidate that break once more.
Full house. Nearly 11,000 people, somewhere between 10,500 and 11. Beautiful, beautiful stepping to play a tennis tournament. By the way, Stratton Mountain was founded as a ski area almost 25 years ago. It is not a big place, and our hats go to Jim Westall, who's the tournament director here, for just getting these people in here in such an efficient manner. It's extraordinarily well coordinated and run, this event. First time, too, in Stratton Mountain.
see McEnroe come to the net again. He has come in 43 times in the match. That's almost every second point of the match. You see Lendl has only come in 8 points by contrast, which is 1 in 10 points. Both been pretty effective when they've come in, but it has meant more to McEnroe, of course. Down the line, the point we showed you earlier. It was the same replay. That time McEnroe had enough time to get to the Lendl forehand down the line. He knew exactly where it was going. Made an outstanding volley, as I've said before so many times. When he gets to it, he can always do something effective with it. 2 games to love. 1 serve break for McEnroe in the second set. He won the first in the tiebreaker.
I thought McEnroe did a good job in that last point to pick up the first volley off that return, let alone the second one. Well, Ivan Lendl, that's the 3rd double fault, and he said that he had to go for second serves against McEnroe, even if it did cost him a few doubles. He said a double fault to lose on break point, to lose his first service game of this set. So that was a costly one.
I actually agree with that reasoning for the simple reason, Fred, that if he doesn't hit that second serve hard, McEnroe is going to be able to chip his second serve and come in unmercifully and make him constantly go for the passing shot. And boy, you know how much pressure that puts on a guy. 15 all.
Just did not have quite enough time to make the shot. He had to hurry it. He knew that McEnroe made a good return of serve. You see the scoreboard there. The Nabisco scoreboard that goes around to quite a few of the tournaments on the Nabisco Grand Prix. What a return.
15-40. First serve.
Free point because of it. Jeff, that's just the way you get back to the match.
Ball's good.
It was break point. McEnroe complaining about the second serve 2 points ago on Lendl's second serve down the middle. He thought was wide. It was close.
Well, this is a big game for both players. Lendl needs this game to get his teeth into the second set. McEnroe, of course, if he wins this game, he gets 2 breaks, and the match could be all but history. Both players rather edgy.
I think that's a fair statement to make, Fred Stolle, since it's going to be tough to break McEnroe once, volleys twice. This is break point. Game McEnroe.
done it. He has 2 breaks to serve. He leads 3 games to love in the second set.
McEnroe leads 3-love.
Wide.
15-love.
Rocket, I suppose this may be an impossible question for you to answer. Do you think you could have beaten him when you were at your best compared to him at his?
Oh, boy, it's a hard one to tell. You know, with different rackets, different equipment. But, you know, I guess I played the same type of game, getting in and bowling as much as I could.
Three games to love, 2 breaks to serve for McEnroe, 30 love. He won the first set in the tiebreaker.
He smells it now. 2 breaks and 2 big first serves in this service game.
Well, Lendl came back from 4 games to 1, but that was only 1 serve break in the first set to level it at 4-all. This is a much tougher assignment. This point is for 4 love for McEnroe.
First serve.
And that last service ace was number 6. So he's been pretty good out there today. No double faults. And of course, Ivan Lendl, 3 double faults. 2 of those double faults coming on game point break points.
A 4-game to love lead in the second set. This is the final of the Volvo International. From Stratton Mountain, Vermont, Cliff Drysdale with Fred Stolle, Rod Laver, and Vijay Onmatraj at courtside. Laver, by the way, still plays actively on the Grandmasters Tour. You can catch him various places around the country. I would say on the average, Rod plays 13 to 14 weeks a year and still plays very, very darn well.
There's animosity down there in that last point where Lendl smacked the forehand straight at John McEnroe. There's Tatum O'Neill. John McEnroe's #1 fan.
Love 15.
She has reason to smile. $315,000 prize money in this tournament.
There's the backhand slice down the line this time. McEnroe not able to get enough pace on the passing shot, and that's a great volley. You see the angle that Lendl gets on that volley inside the service line.
$40,000 to the winner here.
Plus a car.
Plus a car and 300 Nabisco Grand Prix points. Which is as important as anything. Things that he does so well, he's one of the quickest players on the tour, and he had no trouble running it down.
Great anticipation here as McEnroe gets that angle. Lendl thought that was all over that point, and here we go again. Off the court, McEnroe knows he's just got to get it back into play.
Are you sure?
It's 30-all. Probably the premier rivalry in tennis right now between the #1 and 2 players in the world. Looking over their shoulder at players like Becker, but they're the best in the business. And John McEnroe makes it a clean sweep so far in this set. 3 serve breaks, 5 games to love. 5 games to love second set. He won the... Fred, looking at it from Lendl's standpoint, you hate to get blown away, especially when this is the start of the hard-court season, don't you?
Oh, certainly, but I feel that Lendl, with that serve, has just tried to do a little bit too much. And the two double faults he served have cost him the games, that's all. He'll be back there next week.
Doing the same thing.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
$15 all. McEnroe, I think, is concerned that the Lions person called that ball before it bounced.
Jimmy's on his way to Montreal, in case you're looking for him.
That's a reference to Jimmy Connors being on his way to Montreal. I don't know, somebody from the crowd must have asked McEnroe a question. It's break point for Lendl. Rather like blowing against a gale, though, because he trails 5 games to love. So Lendl breaks serve again. We will have to stop talking about the inevitable because, of course, he can come back. It has happened before. 1-5, Lendl 7. But as Fred Stoller has been saying all along, he's putting so much behind that second serve. And, of course, he told Fred yesterday in an interview that he had to serve that second serve hard to try to avoid being attacked unmercifully by the second serve return of McEnroe and approach shot. But he has paid the price a few times this afternoon. Love 15. His favorite direction down the line, Lendl. McEnroe can hook it back cross-court off the 1-5, 15 all, second set. Oh, yes, he left it and it landed on the line. You could see John McEnroe trying to make up his mind as Lendl hit this one. Watch this right here. He's saying he's about to hit it, then he says, no, I'll take my racket away, which he does, and the ball lands on the line for the winning passing shot. Doesn't happen often, but even the pros will do it.
30-15. So Lendl with the chance to win his second game of this second set. When McEnroe serves his next serve game, he will be with the win. Lendl holds on to serve. 5 games to 2. McEnroe leads. Second set from the Volvo International.
Leads 5-2.
McEnroe beat his brother Patrick in the first round here, a match they both said they hope they never have to play again. Then Schultz, Sadri, Anacone, and yesterday Seguso in the semi-final.
40 low.
The reason that you are not hearing from Fred Stolle at this point, folks, is that he is down at courtside waiting to interview the winner. And it was his judgment, as I'm sure it was yours, that would have been a couple of games ago when McEnroe served for it at 5 games to love. This is match point. You can add the title of Volvo International to John McEnroe's titles in 1985. He had won at Philadelphia, he won in Houston, he won in Atlanta, he won at Chicago. He was runner-up at Forest Hills WCT Tournament of Champions, but you can add his name to the winners list here from the Volvo International, Stratton Mountain, Vermont. An outstanding performance by a man who is making, I suppose, a mini comeback, not having won Wimbledon or the French Championships. We will be back with more, an interview with John McEnroe. Fred Stolle is at courtside with the winner in a moment. Fred?
Well, congratulations, Junior. A pretty good effort. Devastating performance, actually.
It's definitely my best match of the tournament. I felt good when I got out there. I was sorry that we had to stop because I felt like I was on a roll a little bit, and I felt fresh and eager to play. So fortunately, when I came back, I still felt just as good.
Yeah, well, at 3-1, as soon as there was a couple of spots of rain, both of you must have decided before the match that as soon as it started to rain, you'd go off. Was that the deal?
Well, we didn't really decide that, but I was up 40 love, so I figured I was going to win my serve anyway, and it was getting too slippery. It suddenly started coming down harder, and on hard courts, all you need is a little glaze over the court, and it's too slippery to play.
When you did come back, you served an ace, and then Ivan sort of came back, and the early part, he was pressing a little bit.
He played a great game the second time I served after I won that game to break me back, and he had some momentum going, so fortunately I got my head back into the match and started doing things I needed to do. I felt like I served a reasonably good game. He just came up with some great shots, and I just tried to do a little bit extra after that.
And from here you go to where?
I'm going to Montreal and then try to just play a couple exhibitions, one-night exhibitions, and just try to get ready for the Open. But I'm happy because I feel a lot better physically and mentally, and it's nice to be on the winning track, and I hadn't won a tournament in a while.
I think your service motion this week has looked very smooth and very comfortable, and you served, I think, 7 or 8 aces there today.
I served good against my brother first round. That was a very unusual thing for me, so I figured that I knew I had a good feel on my serve once the tournament started, so I was glad to get through that, and I had lost Ivan a couple of times early in the year on clay, so I'm glad to get that out of the way again because I didn't want to get in any sort of rut against him.
Some of the off-court distractions that you've had over the last few months at Wimbledon or prior to that and at Wimbledon, are you pretty much over those? Or?
Well, I hope so. You know, I mean, that's something that you're constantly having to deal with, and I feel pretty good about myself, and I'm trying to learn from everything, and sometimes you learn the hard way, you know, and that's what happened in Wimbledon.
And just one last question. You didn't get too close to the Bic this morning. Is that because you're a bit superstitious?
Are you working for Bic now and try to get... But no, it's not at all. It's just just a little rush for time, and I apologize to all the representatives out there if they're angry at me. You know.
Well, congratulations.